Alright, so for just a quick tutorial, what we're doing now is when you pull up your Tinker CAD by logging in through your Google credentials, your school email, and your password, when you get to your Tinker CAD page, you're going to see this design that's already up on the board. And this blue grid area is your drawing area. And this is a couple preset drawings that have been laid out for us already. Now, looking over here, I have the next button right here. I'm just going to click that. It's going to start the instructions. So for this one, it's just basic. It's how to move things within the pane, the field that you're drawing. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on that light brown area. And what we're going to do is we're going to drag it over to this area outlined in orange that they have. So we're just going to click and drag it straight over. Okay, so that's a fairly basic one. So now that we're done, we can go to the next one. And basically what this is going to show us is about the camera controls. So wait for that to load. Now, basically what we have here is showing us how we can move this in different ways. So up here we have this little cube, and what it's going to allow us to do is if we click and hold on it, we can tilt it any direction we want. So click next, and you're going to see it's just telling you to drag anywhere in that view cube, that's this thing here, and it changes that point of view. Now, these controls here let us control where the camera is. So home takes us to that view that's looking slightly down into the front. That gives us a view kind of from above. This lets us zoom in and out. And that switches to a flat view, like a two-dimensional view. So we want to turn that off because it's actually a three-dimensional drawing. So what we can do also here is look at the corners. It says to look to see who's behind the curtain. So we can see it's Elvis standing there. Now, one thing about this, we can go back to home. You can use these to zoom, but you know, if you're using a mouse, you can use the wheel to scroll in and out. If you're using just a touchpad on your Chromebook, you know, we can use the motion that you use with two fingers to spread them apart or back together to zoom in and out. The last thing that makes it a little easier, because this can be a little tedious sometimes, is if you right click and hold, it lets you spin and move it any direction you want. So that's really helpful because sometimes it can be a little bit of a pain to try to use that view cube up here for that. If you are using the touchpad, you can see down here, all you have to do is hold control and just left click while you do the same thing. So the zoom function with scrolling in and out or kind of swiping in and out is really helpful. Also, if you've seen me working in class on like Corel Draw for laser or the VCAR program for a router, it's always really handy with that zoom feature. So we're going to get to the third video here, well, third lesson. And this one's kind of neat because it's going to let us begin by creating holes. So we'll go over and click next. Now, what we have, we're going to get one of the shapes from over here. We're going to drag it right into our project and put it in that orange area that's there. Okay. So we have it there. The shape's good. Let's go to the next part. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to select both objects. We're going to hold the shift key. We're going to click on the polygon. And we're going to click on Okay, so we held shift and clicked on both objects. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the group icon up here. You can click that, or you can use Control G. That'll group them. Oop, skipped one for us. Oh, we did skip one step. So we're going to Control Z, undo that. We're going to left click that polygon. That's the one thing I forgot to do. And what we're going to do is we're going to click the whole option in the window up here. Now, okay. Now, we're going to hit shift. Now we'll group them together. And now we have our shape with that hole punched out where that polygon went in. So that's one easy way to cut a hole out of an item we're working on. So for now, I want you to get those 3 lessons done. If you want to, you can play around with the program. There's a lot of different lessons we can do with this. We're going to be doing more of these throughout the week. One nice thing about this too is, once we're done, we can actually go back to our Tinker CAD dashboard. And if you do want to play around with it, it's not a big deal. There's our home screen. We can just create it. You can try creating a new design and play around a little bit with the different controls. I do want you to do the lessons first. That'll give you a little bit of an understanding for how some of these things, the controls, do work. And really, all the shapes are is drag and drop. And then what we can do is fairly nice is, we can change our height, change the width of these. There's a lot of things we can do with this, just with some simple controls. So after you get those lessons done, go ahead and feel free to play with that. I look forward to seeing everyone soon. Have a great day.